Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today, we've got some amazing topics to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with one of the biggest and surprise announcements for me at the most recent Nintendo Direct, and that is Game Freak's brand new RPG. So this is the Pokemon creators, the people who make all the cool Pokemon games, the mainline ones. They have a brand new RPG for the Nintendo Switch that's just called, a working title, Town. And this RPG really caught me by surprise with the art style, the fluid nature of it, the different type of battle system, which just looks crazy when it comes to it. If you look at like the top right hand corner of the screen with like the circles and kind of going from one thing to the next thing, and then all the different numbers and hit points and the colors, everything just looks vibrant, looks smooth, looks really inviting, but at the same time can look fierce with that monster that came up. So I wanted to talk about a little bit of the significance of this and kind of what we can expect from Game Freak in 2019. And is this my most anticipated title? Well, not quite yet, but for new IPs, it's definitely my most anticipated. But new IPs, because I haven't heard of anything else that's coming out in 2019 that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a brand new IP yet. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some games that you guys can let me know of, but pretty much everything that I'm excited for in 2019 is like a sequel or something that could come out in 2019, like Bayonetta 3, for example, or Fire Emblem Three Houses, or Pokemon, or something like that. All those are just games that we know about established, but when it comes to new IPs, this is on my radar. This is definitely my most anticipated, and I'm excited to get into what Game Freak has for us in 2019. Let's just look at some of the lineup from Game Freak just for this past year, for example, or within a year. You have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You have this game Town that is scheduled for 2019, and then you also have a brand new mainline Pokemon game as well, or the mainline core that started first. So within a calendar year, Game Freak is pumping out 3 quality games, so I'm excited to see that. But with this game Town, I think that they're really trying to make sure that they establish an identity outside of Pokemon, right? It looks very different. The art style is maybe reminiscent to like a Ni no Kuni or kind of something like that. Just that visual polish that really, like I said, is inviting, but at the same time can have some pretty awesome and nice designs, almost like a yokai watch kind of. It kind of looks like a hybrid of a style that you would see something from like Level 5, for example. So I'm wondering if Level 5 is even helping out with this game. I'm thinking maybe they have something to do with it, because it really does remind me of a Level 5 style of game. But I want to know a little bit more about the battle system. It does look like a traditional turn-based RPG. I do love the animations. You can tell that there's already going to be like super attacks, there's going to be different types of magics, and it does look based on your character that you do use. You do have like characters that excel in some arts over the next, whether it's physical strength or it's magic or it's just weird type of stuff going on in general. So some of the main things that I want to know about this is a little bit more about the plot and the theme. They said that it's going to be a game that all takes place in one town. All takes place in one town. So that's kind of crazy, but I did want to get into more of the description of the game and what Game Freak said about it, and then we can kind of go from there. Town is set in a small village under the protection of a great castle. The village enjoyed great peace, that is, until the sudden appearance of monsters. The entire story takes place within the walls of this single village. Players will take up arms against invading monsters and strategically select from a variety of battle commands. At times, you will need to utilize the terrain, buildings, and the help of fellow villagers in order to defeat the invaders. So almost like an RPG tower defense going on, but the Pokemon Company's own interpretation or style on that, and I am completely down for that style of game. Then I am 100% down to play something like that. So to me, the town looks really interesting. I think it has a lot of cool concepts to it. So 2019 is shaping up amazing with Town and also with the Pokemon Company in general. What do you guys think about this game so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here. This is something that I didn't cover yet, but I wanted to talk about some of the possibilities a little bit more in an edited video for you guys. So Switch version 6.0.0 does launch next week, and there's also some other information like you won't be able to unlink Nintendo account users from the Switch users, so make sure that you guys know about that. But I do think that Switch firmware 6. 6.0.0 could be the one that adds some of the stuff, the cosmetic things that people wanted. For example, a better eShop, a redesigned one, maybe even music in the background, potentially having themes, more icons, some updates, maybe some Xenoblade Chronicles 2 themes. I think this one could definitely be it based on it going up to 6.0. I know that the Nintendo Switch Online is officially launching next week as well. It's dropping on September 18th, so the Nintendo Switch Online and also the firmware update 6.0 are both dropping on the same day, and there's some scheduled maintenance, so there can definitely be some big changes and improvements outside of what Nintendo's already talked about, because the Nintendo Switch Online itself is definitely not up to what people, or at least some people, were wanting on there. There's some more information that came out from Nintendo's presentation. Well, actually, it's the same stuff. Like I've stated before, Nintendo definitely needs to shore up the online, and I'm really hoping that they add the stuff that people want in there when it comes to built-in voice chat with the system and party chat and messaging and all of that stuff. I'm hoping that Nintendo adds that stuff in there. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch Online is dropping next week as well. So I'm thinking that Nintendo's going to be adding in themes. I honestly feel that there's going to be a redesigned eShop, there's going to be themes, and there's going to be music. And I'm thinking that they're going to make the eShop similar to what they did with the Wii U. Maybe with a Nintendo Switch touch to it. Maybe it won't look exactly like the Wii U eShop, which was really good, and the music was nice and everything. I think the layouts were really clean. It looked very different from any other shop out there, whereas the Nintendo Switch eShop is a bit bland. Now, I don't really care too much, guys, because I don't buy a ton of digital games. I usually go out and buy my games physical, and whenever I do get a digital game, it's a review code, so I just punch it into the eShop. So I'm not on there a lot, but for people who do like to browse around and everything, I do think that there could be some great upgrades to there. Now, one thing that I'm going to be more interested in is themes. It's just purely cosmetic, I get that, but still, I want a Super Smash Brothers theme. I do. I really want a Super Smash Brothers theme. I want to make sure that my Smash Brothers, music pops up whenever I boot up my Switch, for example, like with the Nintendo 3DS. If you had the Smash Brothers theme, it would boot up and it would actually play the music too. So that was really cool to have a nice little touch. So I'm hoping that they do add that with Switch Firmware 6.0. I also think another thing that could be added in with this Switch Firmware 6.0 is maybe a little bit of a redesign on the home menu, just because that home menu, some people love it because it's like, hey, you got these big tiles and it's clean and it's fast, and I do love it for that. I think that the Nintendo Switch OS or the home menu is cool, but maybe they can add in a couple more options to where you can include more tiles on the first screen instead of having to scroll over, because if you want to see more games that you do have in your library, you have to scroll all the way over to the end, then click the all software button, and then you can go from there. It would be nice if they can arrange it just like the Nintendo 3DS to where you can have more tiles on the normal screen, so you can just see more of the games, and you can rearrange it yourself. That'd even be better. And then on top of that, I still think we need folders, right? Where are the folders at? People have been asking for those for a while. It always seems like Nintendo takes a while to add those type of organization things to their home consoles. The Wii U took a while to add folders. The 3DS took a while to add folders as well. So some more organization options, some more options to sorting through and kind of putting things together would be nice on the Nintendo Switch. So we'll see if those get added in or not, but for me, I really want folders. I want to see some themes. A redesigned eShop would be nice, and of course with the Nintendo Switch Online, making sure that they get new additions and improvements to features over the course of this year would be fantastic. I mean, it would be great if the online improves so much better by the time it's December, Smash Brothers comes out. People are like, okay, well, yeah, it was a rough launch, but they kind of got things together just a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see for more information. Right now, they're starting out pretty basic. I kind of knew that based on some of the people that I was talking to, and that's kind of why I was telling you guys, don't be too hyped up and excited for the Nintendo Switch Online. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy starting out, but maybe it'll get better as we go along. But definitely they have some rough spots that they need to take care of, and I'm hoping that they do address all of those with those things in the next coming months and into 2019. So what do you guys think about the Town RPG from Game Freak, in addition to firmware update 6.0 going live next week? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace!